What's up, guys and gals? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest behind-the-bar reviews for Akatsuki no Yona, also known as Yona of the Dawn, chapter 186. Let's get into this because, honestly, I'm a little short on time right now, and also, this chapter really was the same thing in three different scenes, right? We have Yona and soo-won in a scene about soo-won falling. We have min-soo and Yon in a scene about, well, not soo-won falling, but medicine. And then we have kye-sook and jodo talking about medicine and soo-won falling. And then that's it. That's what the chapter is. The chapter is simply a big nod or I guess, confirmation of the big, long-standing theory. That is something that, once again, I wasn't not on board with, just in case you guys are curious. I was always on board with it. It just seemed a little easy, and I like things to surprise me. It was too obvious, right, that soo-won was sick. And it appears here that min-soo has become his medical, like, chief officer sort of idea, his doctor, so to speak, his physician, and there's something kept under wraps. Min-soo did not know about it leading up until soo-won's ascension to the throne. Yona also brings up soo-won's mother, saying, well, where's she? I remember her having an illness and being sick, and Yona's not buying it. So kye-sook isn't really buying it either, but min-soo, clearly soo-won has kept his confidence in min-soo, basically being like, because his mother used to take care of, min-soo's mother used to take care of his own mother, so it's one of those mother things, you know, not the band, but either way, this chapter is very, very basic. I don't like the fact, honestly, this chapter was kind of dull, because that's all it was. That's what I mean. We jump from scene to scene, simply discussing the same thing. It's just, soo-won could be ill, and all the implications. It's like reading a comment about the theory that soo-won is ill, and he doesn't have much time left, and that's because of this, that, and the other thing. That's why he's hurrying out battles. That's why he's finishing, uniting the kingdom. That's why he's not worried about getting married or a bloodline or none of that stuff. It's basically an exposition dump of the theory confirmed. That's what chapter 186 is. And honestly, even though it's not necessarily over, soo-won kind of got out of the picture too easily. Like, he kind of, after talking a few things to Yona, believing he's dreaming or whatever, or hallucinating, talks to her a little bit, and then pretty much goes, oh, wait, where am I? And Yona's like, well, this is my room, blah, blah, blah. Yona also has a nice scene where she's like, why is he talking about Hawk in such a nice voice and stuff, like he used to and stuff? Because this is true soo-won. This is soo-won with no guards up, no walls, no nothing. This is soo-won and his true feelings. We've seen them shine through occasionally, and now we see them again. But then, of course, he comes to a sentence, but Yona's like, no, you're too sick, you lay down, I'll take care of you and I'll get min-soo or whatever. Kye-sook shows up, and kye-sook knows nothing about this. That's the one key thing I want to take away from this. Min-soo has kept the king's confidence, Yona's not buying it, and seems to know a little bit about the illness that plagued soo-won's mother, Lady Yona? Yeah, I'm not sure of her name exactly, and she's apparently living away from the castle for some reason. So it begs the question, what type of illness is this? Like, soo-won doesn't want to see his mother? Is there some falling out? Is it because of the illness? Is it because of something else? You could look at it two ways. That's one of the interesting parts. The other thing is that kye-sook does not know about this. You'd think kye-sook, trying to be the puppet master here, would know about this. But he clearly doesn't, because he goes to jodo for confidence after basically harassing min-soo for details, and basically they come up with the idea that maybe His Majesty is sick, and they basically go through, as I said, the fan theory confirmed. This is where, honestly, and in between that, yeah, min-soo, we finally find out here that he is, of course, the physician. He's not just the caretaker and the kind of butler or the servant, the right hand of that kind of stuff, but he's actually the physician. This leads into a conversation between him and Yon. Yon, of course, is studying medical knowledge, getting the chance sort of idea that kye-sook promised that he could study, and min-soo and him are kind of getting along a little bit, and Yon, and they're just kind of chatting back and forth about medical knowledge, and you can kind of tell that they're probably going to be a little bit of friendship there. There might be a couple of tense moments when shit hits the fan between these two, but it might prove beneficial because they both know that at the end of the day they're both doctors, so to speak. So that's really interesting. That's good. I actually like that dynamic. I didn't even think of that. But then again, it wasn't really known until this chapter that min-soo was in the medical field. So that's interesting. The other thing, the thing I want to talk about. Okay, so pretty much after the kye-sook and stuff, as I said, like I could go over this panel by panel, but this review is honestly only going to be about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, because there's nothing more I can say. We have talked in this review and in the comment sections and in the Discords and stuff like that and on the Reddits about this theory that soo-won has an illness. He has limited time. He's not going to live very long. That's been a theory for literal years. So there's not really much to discuss here. This is confirming what everyone almost knew by this point. You know? It's not like a big shock. So there's not really a whole lot to say. The big thing that we can talk about, though, here at the last little bit, and I'm sorry I feel like I'm rushing this, guys, but honestly, I've read the chapter 3-4 times before making this video, and even though I'm on a bit of a tight schedule, I was sitting there like normally I could try to stretch this, and I could go over like, okay, Jodo and the kye-sook say this, that, and the other thing, but honestly, as I said, like, everybody knows the theory by now. There's no new information, and the chapter kind of repeats itself a couple times because it's basically all about soo-won falling down and soo-won being sick. Yona and min-soo basically have the same conversation that Jodo and kye-sook do, just in different ways. One's a political reason, and one's more of a, okay, is he truly sick reason. But at the end of the day, both conversations are, is the king sick? You know, and min-soo keeps doing that, oh no, he's just fatigued, he's just tired. And we know it's a lie. It's clearly a lie. It's the last page. Like, soo-won wakes up and stuff from this. But we see, this is clearly, at first I thought, okay, maybe we're led to believe this, but we see King Il talking to soo-won. He knows he's going to die. He knows that this was coming. This leads so much. Like, this is the interesting thing. This is why, is King Il, what is... It's just hard to explain a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, King Il basically says, you finally come, soo-won. But, you know, you're finally here. But even if you kill me, you cannot become King Hiryu. Because look behind you. That, and then we see, you know, when Yona found, you know, at the very first chapter, when Yona found her father with soo-won stabbing her, look behind you. There is the girl that will be your downfall, sort of idea, right? And there was, you know, the reincarnation of King Hiryu. We all know that King Il has said this multiple times throughout the series, in flashback, that she is the reincarnation, and we've heard that from the dragons and all that stuff. It's basically confirmed. soo-won has some type of connection, though. We know this because of Zeno's reaction to the king. We know that there's something about soo-won specifically. Now, it was also talked about that Yona and soo-won, like the tribes have been fighting over Koka Kingdom for a long time. There is no bloodline. Like, the bloodline of the kings is not the bloodline of King Hiryu. That was the whole thing with the Fire Tribe. They believe that they are actual descendants of King Hiryu. Whether that's true or not, we don't really know, confirmed, but it's definitely an option, shall we say. But the rest of it, in all honesty, like, it's so interesting to finally see that scene from this angle. It's soo-won's angle, where basically King Il was like, I know you're going to kill me, but it's not going to matter what you do. Your goal is not going to... But why does he think he wants to be King Hiryu? And why is, if that's the case, why is soo-won, supposedly it seems, not truly interested in the dragon's powers? Not like a Mizuki or a kye-sook or anybody like that, or the Fire Tribe. He's not that interested, unless he's playing that face really, really well. And he even looked at Zeno, and Zeno can tell. Remember when was it? Was it the Lily thing? Was it after they rescued Lily? Where he said, "Oh, Mr. King Guy, do you desire the power of the 4 dragons?" He said, "No, not at all." And Zeno smiled at him and then went back, "Little miss, I'm back." And someone was like, "Yeah, whatever." And we've never seen any indication that he actually desires the 4 dragons. If that's the case, what benefit, why would he want to be King Hiryu? And why, there's just, it's that one line that bothers me. I like the idea of okay, this woman will be your downfall sort of idea. We know that. There's a lot of mystery. That's the big part of this chapter that's focused. Honestly, the rest of it is kind of okay, whatever. This is interesting. And we'll talk a little bit more about this maybe if we get more information, because as I said, I'm a little disappointed with the lack of soo-won being fatigued and saying a little too much like we thought he would in front of Yona, or, Yona and soo-won actually having a conversation. That seems to be pushed now, and maybe it'll be avoided similar to the Zeno conversation. It's been cut off, and maybe it won't actually happen quite yet. We won't get a heart-to-heart conversation yet. I'm hoping for next chapter for that, for 187, for when soo-won wakes up, because it seems like soo-won is woken up now and he's fine. He's probably going to leave the room now that Yona and min-soo are asleep. He'll probably leave the room and ignore that it ever happened. Unfortunate, because I was hyped up to see what was going to happen, like a lot of you. But either way, what did you guys think of this chapter? And what do you think King Il meant by the whole "you're not King Hiryu" and all that stuff, right? You'll never be him. And when did we ever... I never got any indication that he wanted anything to do with that. Even Yona doesn't want to be King Hiryu. That's what she had to remind Kye of. And say, "I am not King Hiryu. I'm my own person. I might be the reincarnation, whatever," as Zeno says, but I'm not him. So nobody in the series seems to, like the Fire Tribe did, but what's his, what was the general? What was the father? Anyways, I forget his name, offhand, but, and it's a translation thing because the names keep changing in the spelling. You have soo-won spelled with 2 O's, or a U, or it's woon, or it's wo, and it's just, never mind. I'm not even going to try. Point is, I enjoyed that part, but honestly, this chapter was a little bit meh. Just okay, can we get to something juicy here, something really good, because this arc is shaping up to have some answers for us, and this one was kind of a little blasé. But it's only the start of the year. We had a fantastic year for Yona in 2019. This is 2020 Yona. We're not exactly hitting the ground running with it, but I'm holding out hope. You can have a couple of lull chapters. It's what happens in all good manga series, right? Not every chapter is supposed to be fire and 10 out of 10. You need to have your build up and your slow pacing. That's the big thing with a lot of mangas these days, is that the pacing has been going very, very fast. There's not enough tension and build up. But then you have the opposite, where you have chapters like this, where people like me complain that it's a little dull. But it'll all pay off eventually. I have faith. It wasn't a bad chapter by any stretch. It was just not a whole lot happened. So, thankfully I managed to turn that into a 12, 13-minute review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell notification if you guys want to know every single time I drop a video. These reviews have been doing quite well since I started doing them again. So I'm bringing the hype. I'm gonna keep bringing this up. I might make a few theory videos on this when I have the chance, or discussions. If you guys would enjoy that, let me know. And yeah, don't forget to join the Discord as well. Link will be in the box down below. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. This has been Griever with your Behind the Bar reviews, and as you can tell, I have been drinking very responsibly because no drink here tonight behind the bar. It's a Monday night. I think we can take a break for a while. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.